What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you my thoughts, kind of first impressions on the 2021 Bronco, because there's been a couple of leaked photos. If you guys follow my Instagram, then you guys have seen those. But I want to kind of give you guys my first impressions on the styling and everything like that, because these are the first actual real leaked photos that we've gotten of the new Bronco. And then we'll go over a couple of things that people are confused about, and I kind of want to clear up the confusion, I guess. So I'll show you those pictures now. All right, as you guys know, there's two Broncos that are coming out. There's going to be a bigger Bronco, and there's going to be a smaller Bronco. So I'll put those up on the screen. Alright, so now that you guys have seen the pictures, if you didn't see them before, there's two different sizes of these Broncos that are going to be coming out, alright? There's the bigger one, and there's the smaller one. The larger one is still not like a full-size Bronco. A lot of people are saying on Instagram that when I posted the pictures of the bigger Bronco, which was the first picture that I showed you, a lot of people were saying that that's the small Bronco, that's the baby Bronco. That's not the baby Bronco. The second picture that I showed is the baby Bronco, which is gonna kind of be like a competitor for like the Jeep Renegade, whereas the bigger size Bronco, which still isn't a full size, is gonna be the competitor for like the Jeep Wrangler and other stuff in that class. So that's kind of the first thing that I just want to put out in the beginning here. They're not making a full-size Bronco. We've known that for years, that Ford is not making a full-size Bronco as of right now. A couple years down the road, they might. I know a lot of people want to see a full-size. I'd like to see a full-size myself, but that's not something that they're doing right now. So, as we know, the new Bronco, at least the big Bronco, I'm not sure about the little Bronco, but I'm pretty sure that the big Bronco is the one that's sharing the same platform as the Ranger. The little one is probably based on an Escape or something like that. But as far as it goes with the bigger Bronco, it's sharing the Ranger platform. So as far as engines, transmissions, and stuff, none of that's actually confirmed, but we can pretty much guess that we're going to end up with a 2.3 EcoBoost and a 10-speed automatic. I'd like to see them do a manual, but all of that's speculation at that point. But we can pretty much safely say it's getting a 2.3 EcoBoost and a 10-speed automatic. The other stuff we'll just have to wait and see. If they end up doing like a Bronco Raptor version or something like that, then that might have a 2.7. But I don't. There's a lot of other videos on YouTube, whatever, people saying they might put like a 3.5 EcoBoost in it. I really don't think that Ford's going to end up putting a 3.5 EcoBoost in a vehicle that small. Because you think about it, all right? This truck's got a 2.7 in it. And I think, I mean, don't quote me on this, but it does 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds. So if you put a 2.7 in a truck that's like half the size, I mean, that's going to be pretty freaking nuts. So, It'll be pretty nuts with a 2.7 in a Bronco, but if you put a 3.5 in the freaking Bronco, I don't think that's a good idea. Unless it's like, I don't know, their Raptor version of the 4-door Bronco, because there's a 2-door Bronco and a 4-door Bronco. I'll show you guys a picture of the 2-door here. So there's the 4-door and the 2-door. I mean, maybe in the 4-door you could they could put a 3.5, but I honestly think that that's too much engine for such a small vehicle, because at that point you're putting a whole lot of horsepower into a vehicle that's very light and it's not really designed to be like a race truck. Because all right, even in the Bronco R, you guys might have seen the Bronco R concept truck. That truck had a 2.7 in it, and it was like their fastest, most capable off-road, Baja Bronco concept. And it had a 2.7 in it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the 3.5 is completely off the table. A V8 option, I'm pretty sure, is completely off the table. I don't think Ford's going to do that. If they do, then I stand corrected. But I mean, I just don't. I don't see them doing that. To me, it doesn't make any sense for them to do that. I'd like to see it, but it's not the practical engine for a vehicle of that size, in my opinion. So I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think that they're going to end up doing anything like that. All right, so now I just want to take a minute and we're going to talk about what I think of the styling that they went with the big Bronco and the little Bronco. We'll start with the little Bronco first. So I'm obviously not the target audience for the little Bronco. It just doesn't really appeal to me, and I'd never really buy one of those. But at the same time, you guys kind of have to remember that Ford just killed their entire car lineup except for the Fusion and the Mustang. So like the Focus ST, you know, the Fiesta, stuff like that, they're not making any more of those. So they might be doing it overseas, but at least in the United States, I'm pretty sure they're not making any other cars other than the Mustang and the Fusion. But this baby Bronco is kind of their explanation, or like not their explanation, but it's like their this is what they're moving toward, is like compact SUVs instead of compact cars, because a lot of people want four-wheel drive, a lot of people want the little bit of added space they can get out of a compact SUV compared to a car. So that's kind of their, I think that's the reason why they're having the baby Bronco, which really isn't a Bronco. I think they were calling it the baby Bronco Sport or something, or not the baby. They're not calling it the baby Bronco, but it's the Bronco Sport. So yeah, it's completely different than the regular Bronco. So that's actually all that I'm gonna say about the baby Bronco. But I'm not their market for that. It's mostly just, you know, people that would otherwise be buying a car would now be buying the baby Bronco. So that's beside the point. Anyway, when it comes to the big Bronco, all right, I do really like the styling, because for a while now I've been wanting something from Ford that would be able to compete with the Jeep Wrangler. And we haven't seen that for a while. You know, we have the Raptor, but the Raptor's too big to go down the trail. And we've got, you know, like their F-250, F-350 Tremor trucks that are coming out now, which are kind of, they're off-road heavy duty, but nobody's ever really going to use them off-road probably because they're so freaking expensive. So, the Bronco now, not the baby Bronco, we're done talking about that. The regular Bronco, I think it kind of just is going to fill a void for people kind of like me that don't want to buy a Jeep, but also like Jeeps, but they actually would rather have a Ford. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you look at the Bronco from the back, you can see it's very Jeep-esque, all right? There's a whole lot of old styling cues from the older Bronco in this newer Bronco. But looking from the back of it, a lot of people are saying it does look like a Jeep, which if I didn't know any better, I don't know, from a little bit far away, I could probably confuse it for a Jeep. Or if it was lifted and it had a whole bunch of mods to it, I could probably confuse it from the back end for being a Jeep Wrangler. I mean, the taillights are different, but, you know, other than that, it's a very similar design from the rear. Up in the front, it's completely different. So, taking another look at the front picture, you can see that they're really going after the styling of the old 60s, 70s Broncos, which I think is cool for them to do kind of a retro throwback look, because we all know what Chevy did with the Blazer and how much of a freaking flop that was. I don't know how those are selling. I would have to assume they're probably not selling a lot of them, but I do see some driving around, and they're basically an Equinox. They look like an Equinox with a little bit of red badging. That's basically what the new Blazer is. But what I'm saying is, we should just be lucky that Ford didn't turn the Bronco into a freaking soccer mom car. They did with the baby Bronco, so they've got that market covered. But then they got the big boy Bronco that'll actually be a competitor for the Jeep, and it actually kind of, it makes sense for them to do that, to have the little Bronco and then to have the bigger Bronco for people that actually want a Bronco or that want a Jeep. So looking at the Bronco, you can see there's a whole lot of different, whole lot of styling cues that go back to the 60s, 70s Broncos. And I think it's really cool that they did that they're kind of making like our new retro version of the Bronco. But the only thing I do have to say about it is I don't like the grille and the headlights. It just looks, maybe once we see it with like some aftermarket bumpers or something on it, but the grille and the headlights, I'm not really sure if I like that yet. The whole rest of it's good. I like the back, I like the sides, I like whatever else, but the grille and the headlights, it looks a little too modern for me. I'm not a huge fan on that. It'll probably grow on me, but as it stands right now, I mean, it's cool, but it's not exactly what I would have liked to see them do up front. We'll see though. This is only the first year of the Bronco anyway, so I'm sure that in a couple years or whatever, when they do a refresh or a remodel, if the Bronco sells well, that we'll see them kind of tweak some stuff, and it'll probably end up looking better than the first one that comes out. It'll probably end up looking a little bit more aggressive and stuff, but only time will tell on that. So anyway, this video is getting kind of long now, so I think I'm going to end it here, but those are my thoughts on the Bronco, the baby Bronco. If you guys have your own thoughts, you can leave them down in the comments below. And that's pretty much going to do it for today. So thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Also, the new F-150s have been leaked. The new kind of, you know, the F-150s, their full-size lineup. I gotta tell you right now, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't know, just from the pictures that I've seen, it looks like trash. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.